Hello students, today we are going to see the second part of our 12th chapter, that is electricity and circuits. In this video we are going to discuss some topics like how a bulb to be connected to an electric circuit, then electric switch, electric conductors and insulators, and electric circuit. So these are some of the topics to be discussed today. Let's start. First, let's discuss how a bulb is connected to an electric cell or electric circuit. In the previous video, we have discussed about how the electric cell have two terminals, positive as well as negative. So in this part, we are going to discuss how a bulb is actually connected to an electric cell. Just like an electric cell have two terminals, an electric bulb also have two terminals. That also with the help of a diagram we have discussed in the previous video. One will be at the side and one will be at the bottom. And when we will connect it to an electric cell, the bulb will glow. So let's say here we are connecting it to a cell. Now we have to connect it in such a way that one terminal of the bulb should be connected to negative terminal of the bulb, and one terminal of the bulb to be connected to the positive terminal of the battery or cell, and another one should be connected to the negative terminal of the battery or a cell. If we will connect both towards the north, then also towards the positive, then also the bulb will not glow. If we will connect both at the negative end, then also the bulb will not glow. So if we will put it in this way, where one of the terminal is connected to the positive and another one is towards the negative, it is completing the cycle. Can you see? The whole system is connected to each other, and this way the bulb will glow. If we are using more than one cell, that means if we are using batteries, okay, let's say this is one cell. If we want to put one more cell, what we have to do? This is the positive side, so towards the positive, this is the negative side. Towards the positive, we have to put the negative terminal of the next battery. That means it should be attached or connected in this way. So again, this is the positive and this is negative. Positive, negative, and positive are connected to each other. Now this positive side will be connected to a bulb, and this negative side is connected to another terminal of the bulb. If the setting is like that, positive, negative, positive, negative, in such a way, then our bulb will glow. But if, let's say, this is also the negative side and we are joining or connecting two negative sides, and this side becomes the positive, this becomes negative and this becomes positive. Here negative are connected together. In such a case, the bulb will not glow. The electricity will not flow and hence the bulb will not glow. Same will be there in the case if we will put two positive sides together. So did you understand? For an electric bulb to be connected in a correct way so that it glows to a cell, how to connect it? If we are using more than two electric cells, the positive terminal and the negative terminal should be connected to each other. So positive, negative, in such a way we have to connect it. The positive will connect with the negative. Then only if we will put it in same circuit, if I will again put this one here, both will be connected in the same terminal of the bulb, then also the bulb will not glow. So for proper connection or correct connection, negative terminal should be connected to one and positive should be connected to the other one. This is the correct way for a bulb to be connected to an electric cell. Next topic is an electric circuit. As again and again I am mentioning electric circuit. What does it mean? It is a simple, you can say simple arrangement of electric, you can say this circuit or diagram. Here I am using one battery. Okay, these are simple things which you can also use and make at your home, but you should do it under the supervision of an elder. This is a battery cell. This is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. The positive terminal is attached to one side and the negative terminal is attached to the other side, and the bulb is glowing. This simple arrangement is known as an electric circuit. The simple arrangement where we are using a cell, we are using wires, and we are using a bulb. An electric cell, electrical wires which are mainly made up of metals, good conductors of metals that allow the electricity to pass, and we are using a simple bulb and connecting all these three together and making the electricity flow in it. It is a simple electricity or electric circuit. Okay. Now, how to draw this? A cell can be drawn, or the electric diagram of this cell, electric cell, is like this. We have discussed this also in the previous video. The positive side will be the longer one and the negative side will be the smaller one. So we will put it like this. As we are using only one cell here, so I have drawn only two lines, positive and negative. If I use two cells there, I will add one more, positive, negative. Here also you see positive, negative, positive, negative. So opposite charge are nearby to each other. So wires can be drawn simply in such a way. Simple lines can be used to demonstrate or show the wires. Then an electric bulb simply can be shown in this way. So this is an electric circuit, and for this electric circuit, this is the electric circuit diagram, where a cell is shown in this way. These are the wires and this is the bulb. If the bulb glows, we can do like this. This is a glowing bulb. But there may be various reasons for which, even if we put all this electric circuit in a proper way, but still the bulb doesn't glow. There may be various reasons for it. One may be the cell is drained out of its power. That means there is no power left in the cell, so it is not producing the electricity. Another reason may be the wire is not made up of metals. Okay, if the wire, instead of wire you are using thread or plastic, then they will not let the electricity from here to here. They will not let it flow from one point to another. So the bulb will not glow. Or the filament of this bulb may be broken. The bulb may be fused. That is why we are unable to make this bulb glow. So even if you put it in a correct way, there may be various reasons for which the bulb is not glowing. But if the bulb is not glowing, you can simply keep it like this. This is a simple electric circuit diagram. So for bulb, we do like this. We draw like this for bulb. For wire, we just draw lines, and for electric cell, we draw two lines. Longer one is the positive, shorter one is the negative. I hope you have understood this clearly. This is a very important topic for all of you. Next we will see is an electric switch. You all know and you all must use this electric switch daily in your life to switch on the electricity, or to switch on the bulb, to switch on the fan, to switch on the computers and all. We have this electric switch in various electric circuits. Now here you see, children, if this is an electric circuit and this is connected in a proper way and our bulb is glowing. when we connect it, the bulb will glow continuously. It will use all the electricity in the battery, and when it is drained out, it will blow out. The bulb will not glow. But is it feasible for us? Can we do this at our home also? Switching on the light and keep it on for always. Always we will keep it on. In the morning we will switch it on, then continuously. If there is no switch, it will continuously it will glow and it will use the energy, even though if we don't want it. In the daylight we usually don't use the bulbs, but still if there is no switch to switch it off, to disconnect it, the bulb will continuously glow. We will lose most of the energy, or you can say many units of energy will be used there, and our bulb, as it is continuously glowing, it will fuse out and we will have to buy a new one every now and then. To prevent us or to avoid this from happening, we have a simple device called electric switch. So here I have drawn a simple electric circuit, an electric cell, positive side and negative side. One end is connected to one end of the bulb, another end is connected to electric switch, then it is connected to the bulb. Now you see children, if this electric switch, if we will switch it on, the electricity will run here and the bulb will glow. If we will switch it off, if we don't want the light now, we will switch it off and the electric flow will stop and the bulb will stop. So the simple electric switch can help us in such a way. And what is the importance of electric switch? It helps us to break this circuit, to break the flow of electricity whenever we don't need it. Here you pay attention. All these are connected to each other and there is not a single opening here. One end of the battery is connected to one terminal, then this terminal continues to the filament, then goes to other terminal, then it is connected to the other end of the cell and again it is connected. So here there is no opening. Such type of circuits are called closed circuit. But if, let's say, here the wire has been broken. Now the electricity will come up to here, but it cannot jump and reach here. So this broken wire will show us that there is a breakage or there is a blockage in the circuit. The circuit is not complete now. Such type of circuits are called open circuit. If it is closed, then it is called closed circuit. If there is a breakage here, something is blocking the pathway, then it is called an open circuit because there is an opening now. Here the switch works in this phenomena and it closes the circuit. It makes it a closed circuit when we need the light, and it opens the circuit when we don't need the light. This is one small diagram electric circuit which you can make in your home. Use one battery, positive and negative sides. Then if you don't have a switch, what you can do, on paper or cardboard, you plug two pins. Two thumb pins you can use, and then, or a safety pin you can use. Better you use a safety pin. Then here you wrap the wire, then continue the wire, wrap it here and connect it here. Next, the other wire will be connected in this way, and when the safety pin is closed, the circuit will be complete and electricity will flow in it and our bulb will glow. If you will open up the pin or you will break the pin, then the circuit will be open here. There is an opening here, so the bulb will not glow in such case. So this is a simple activity you can do in your home. These are simple electric circuit diagram for open and closed circuit. So as you know, we have discussed again and again, this is our electric cell, positive side and negative side. one side will be connected to a switch. Okay, this means a closed circuit or a closed switch, open switch. If we will switch it open, it will connect these 2 points and the bulb will glow. As we don't see any opening here, when you will switch off, then this will come out, and now this represents a switched off. Then what will happen? Positive, negative. Then here you can see this opening. This will not let the electricity to flow continuously, and hence our bulb will be switched off. So I hope you have understood how the electric switch works. You see here, electric switch usually for a torch light we slide it up. When we slide it up, then the torch glows, the bulb glows. When we slide it down, it stops glowing. So what happened here is, this is our switch. Okay, it has one, you see, let's say this is one point. When we will switch it on or slide it up, this will go and get attached to this one. Here it will slide up and get attached to here, and the circuit will be closed and our torch light or flashlight will glow. If we slide it down, then this will come downwards, and now when it slides back, here we have this opening and the switch will be off. The flashlight will not glow now. So this is how an electric switch work. I hope you have understood. Here 2 things you have to remember. A closed circuit where switch is like this, it is completing the circuit, and open circuit where the switch is in this way, it will be up, and here we have an opening. So it is an open circuit where there is an opening. When the bulb glows, when the switch is like this, okay, when it is connected. So in a closed circuit, electricity will flow continuously and the bulb will glow. In an open circuit, there is a breakage. So one breakage will be there, electricity cannot flow continuously and bulb will be switched off. Got it? Very good. Now the next topic is electric conductors and insulators. Conductors or electric conductors are those things which let the electricity to pass from one point to another. That means it transfers the electricity from one of its end to its other end. For example, iron. If you will have a piece of iron and you will connect, let's say instead of wire here, this is a wire, here we will put one iron rod. If we will connect the iron rod, both ends of the iron rod with this electric circuit, then also the bulb will glow. That means the iron is letting the electricity to pass from one place to another, from its one end to its other end. So it is a good conductor of electricity as it is passing the electricity. Water also. Doesn't your parents tell you that if there is an electric wire nearby a water, you might get an electric shock? That is because water also transfers electricity from one point to another. So it is also a good conductor of electricity. Whereas on the other hand, there are some materials which doesn't pass the electricity. For example, instead of iron rod, if I put a piece of wood here, a piece of wood in between our circuit, will our bulb glow in such case? No, our bulb will not glow because this wood is not a good conductor of electricity. We can say it is an insulator or it is a poor conductor. Okay? Poor conductor of electricity or insulator. Both means the same thing. That means it doesn't pass the electricity from its one point to the other point. It doesn't pass the electricity. Wood doesn't pass the electricity. So, wood will be an insulator. Soil also. is a poor conductor of electricity, and same goes in the case of air. Only in under extreme condition or situation, air can become a good conductor. As we can see the lightning when it rains. During the thunderstorm, we see the lightning, and that is very extreme case. Then only the air becomes a good conductor for a flash of time. But in general, iron is a good conductor, water is a good conductor. Some more examples like aluminium, steel, they are good conductor. Whereas here, this, do you remember what this filament is made up of? It was made up of a metal called tungsten. This tungsten metal is also a good conductor of electricity. Whereas wood, soil, air, this chalk, cement, all these are poor conductor, or all these are insulators. That means they doesn't pass the electricity. Now, in this chapter, we have discussed various topics. In the first video and in this second part also, we have discussed various topics like electricity, various uses of electricity, electric cell, then electric bulb, a torch bulb, then how to connect this bulb to an electric cell, an electric circuit, then electric switch, an open circuit and a closed circuit, then electric conductors and insulators, and some of its examples. So I hope that you have understood this chapter properly. This is an important chapter because in the previous year, this is the base for you to understand the chapter of electricity. I hope that you go through your textbook so that you can understand it in a better way. For now, thank you.